Welcome to the elementary video of concepts of projects and project management. We will give you a brief idea exactly what is project from a real life examples, right? In this presentation. This will be a very short video. I hope all of you will understand and get attracted to learn and know more about project management once you go through this video. So the agenda is very simple. We will give you a overview and create a basic awareness of what general project management is all about it. Introduce the standard processes, the template to use when managing a project. Which of this is a project? Can anybody tell me if you want to go around it? Is responding to a request from a Scottish government to design a training course by March 2023 for 250 medical staff with a budget of only £50,000. Is this a project? You need to answer it. If we are trying to design something in a with a definite span of time, trying to understand the scope of training them of 250 in numbers and with a budget which has been stated. Let us come to another project, responding to a request from your managers to an email them a departmental wide performance report on the last Friday of each month for the foreseeable future. When I say foreseeable future, next quarter, next 1 year, or perhaps 2 years, and not beyond that. Is this a project? Again, out here it is the time which has been stated very clearly. Or is this a project organizing a yearly team building day, an open house, a team building day that has been earmarked altogether for all the staff, all the members, all the employees of an organization? Or let's say completion and submission of sickness absences forms to HR on a monthly basis. If you have taken a leave, if you have taken any sickness leave, absence, probably catering them to altogether. Responding to a request from a manager to design an internal projects training course for all the staff by March 2023. Or should I say, you have been given a task and probably you are supposed to submit just a plan as to how will you go about an internal management training process. Now, which of these are the project, if you let me know, because these are all individual one time event, one time standing instruction that has been given to you. So, what is a project? Let me tell. A project features has the following characteristic. Absolutely, the pictures in this particular slide will tell you what exactly is a project. It starts with a definite start time with the calendar, and similarly, it has a definite end time with the calendar. This task of a series of tasks to be achieved with a defined outcome and defined objectives, which I have catered in my previous slide, using people or perhaps resources to achieve those objectives. Accomplishment of project objectives might mean there would be a usage of the resources. So, what is project management? Project management is planning, is organizing, is directing, and even controlling of activities, people, and money, and to achieve a specific objective. So project management is planning, organizing, directing, controlling of activities, of people, of money to the achieve a desired objective thereby. So project objective is an example, having a relaxing holiday, returning to the work refreshed and probably energized. You need to do these things, very main things, obviously all together. Look, somebody is watching or doing play working on a computer, somebody is probably doing a household thing, somebody is gone for a leisure hour, somebody has been into an office or corporate body. There are people who are actually having a good time for themselves, and there is a camaraderie of this thing. So do you need to do these things? Probably yes. Do you love enjoying those things? Probably more than ever. Or else this will happen, there will be burnt out, there will be people who will be stressed altogether, people will have mental fatigue, may lose anger, may lose temperament, relationship might go bored, or there might be reticence altogether. People will actually become socially unviable to work with, they might be going into depressions, they might be avoiding anybody and everybody per se. People might actually relate to a substance abuse or alcohol usage might rise altogether. This is something which goes wrong. Yes, relationship is the major catastrophic issue that comes upon it. So yes, we need to do this thing, as in working on a too much of working on a computers, probably having your household things, moving on a plane, probably going on a work, taking leisures, meeting with friends. If you don't do this thing, more often than not, you will have the burnt out syndromes. You will have mental problem. You will have fatigue. Your relationship might go for a toss. So it's a time for a balancing act. What is a balancing act? We are talking about balancing your time between your expertise, between your productive economic goods activity and your personal time activities. We are talking about qualities. We are talking about scope. We are all talking about money and resources in the longest possible run. The expectation thereof is what we should be gathering around here. This, remember, is a balancing act as on when on basis. What is a project life cycle? We'll talk about the project life cycle. It's a logical sequence of activities to accomplish the project goals and objectives thereof. So we are looking one set of activities which starts and finishes before the next set of activities begins. So it follows another other set of activities. We might group it together. We might make it as a phase, as on when on basis. So first and foremost thing, the 5 steps of project life cycle would be to initiate. Once we have initiated, once we have decided that we are going to start with a project, let's say building up a hospitals, or making up a new software, games, applications, whatever the cases might be. Once we have decided, we start planning for it. Yes, this is the time where we are going to deploy resources, probably appoint manpowers, assess raw materials. Once this planning has been taken forward, we come to the third phase of delivering as far as operations are concerned, to whether building up an hospital or building up a software application, the games that we are talking about it. Once the product has been done and dusted, we review what did it actually achieve the desired goals or not before the closure of the project comes around. So these are the 5 steps that comes with the project life cycles, as the case might be. So what do you do at an each stage? This is the question that comes around. Initiate, we define the scope. What is expected? Scope means what is the time it will take, what is the amount of money it will consume. Develop an outline business case scenario as on when on basis. We then start with planning. Planning is where we define the milestone, we define the output, we define everything as minutely as possible. The funding required, the resources thereby. We also identify, try to fix up people who is going to be responsible for certain areas altogether, and that is what is planning is all about it. Yes, we are demarcating the stakeholder analysis. We are looking at the impact assessment, what is happening with the development and environmental undertake, the EIA, environmental impact assessment, or environmental and development impact assessment thereby. We are talking about the project initiation documents is the blue book that needs to be taken into consideration. Next would be the point, the third step would be of all of executions, all of delivery. We talk with the stakeholders, we put every one of the stakeholders as a party to the project, identify the governance requirements thereby, and probably initiate the commissioning exercises as on when on basis. Monitor the reports on the project progress thereby. If there are any lacunae, we need to remove it. If there are any delays, we need to work around it. If there are cost overruns, we need to notify and probably take appropriate action. This is nothing but managing the risk, so that we stick to the scope of the projects. We record everything that we have been doing around it, because at the end of the day, after the culmination of the project, these will be the lessons learned, key takeaways. We talk, once the product has been done and dusted, we start comparing it with what was been initially planned for. Is what the review process will all across it. We hold the post project review meeting, and the last step would be closing, wherein we actually hand over the project or close the project or finish the end time altogether. Now we come to the last slide, is to tools to practice, is how to guide, what to do, when to do, where to do, whom to do with. Starting a project checklist, probably yes, this is the best method to go around it. Project initiation document is the blue book, is the book that contains everything that might happen in case everything is going per plan, no issues. But in case if you find any impediments, you need to refer with the blue book, and the blue book will give you explicit instruction what to do and what not to do. We are talking about the project plan, the Gantt chart template as the duration stage, the resource analysis toolkit, the risk register template, progress reporting template, the absolute financial forecasting template that comes around with the lesson learned log template will tells out each day's activities and what was the things, and post project review meeting would give us exact ideas what was the and how was the journey all around it. Now, these are the templates, these are things that you should always keep in handy and keep them filled in as on when on basis. It helps you only to mitigate future problems is, and perhaps the future projects will become much more easier and a very big easy cakewalk for each one of us. With this, I come to an end of this particular presentation. Thank you for watching this video. I'm sure most of you have got a good idea about what exactly is project and project management thereby. Thank you once again.